As long as something's like a motor, there's no other way to scamper.
It's never too late. It's only a question of determination.
Yeah, I want to see myself killing one of the best in South Africa.
Welcome to another episode of Off the Dust. And then this is our 7th episode. And then today, kinalo elong horing, it's no one way long horing okaring haumuiti, but then it's whenever we get to talk about football out of Yarona Moretele, this is indeed the familiar face Yarona. Whenever we talk about Motomo Long Horong, most of us, I can even say generations after generations after generations. Today, Rutuale Bra Paul, as we all know him, Bra Mathabathe. Prof.
Hello, Mr. Fellow.
Alright, man. As I'm saying, whenever we get to talk about football, there is no way your name can never come up.
Sure.
Briefly, Paul Mathabathe, Kimang, Witikain.
Paul Mathabathe, Moretele. He was born on the 22nd March 1957.
Yes.
Yeah, then he started schooling in 1965. Since he was sub A, was sub B. And then he started playing football in 1967. He did his kapanyana sa rona sa kgwele ya dinao. I'm sure nerekana enna Mathabathe and the Takadi family. Yeah, just next door le Moloisane Mantate small one mo ka mo morago. Yeah, there were about 6 or 7 boys ikafale. Then myself and my cousins. So it was just actually a family thing.
Wow.
Yeah. But then are simolla re tshameka a very impressive the late Ntate Mautlane.
Oh yes.
He was a teacher by profession. Ona tla ka wheelchair ba motlisa ka vena full ha wheelchair a tsena po wheelchair a nna mo lining a level.
Wow.
The name of our team is Morning Stars.
Yes.
Then Ntate la ba re tsaya a re tlosa mo Ntate mo haufi le Ntate mo Loisa na re isa mo go le Makena e
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Then from there gantse re a re gola ka 1972. Ntate la ba re tsaya ba botlhe byanong na tla mo rona re ruta go rata bolo. This teacher a ba re tsaya re ra C division ya Moretele Western Bucks.
Wow.
Yes, that's where it started.
Hey, it's a whole this thing.
Yes.
Yeah, talking about the history of football.
Yep.
Okay, then as Rona really bacha mo high, na ro itika Western Bucks.
Exactly.
So you saying I thought you the one who came up and formed Western Bucks.
No, the founder member ya Western Bucks is the late Ntate Mautlane.
Wow.
Modikwe Mautlane.
Ntate Modikwe Mautlane.
Ya rakgolo wa David owner ya Maxi.
Okay, yes.
Ntate moholo wa hae.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in which year was that?
Harbitsa former Western Bucks, it was 1972.
1972.
Yes.
So I can imagine, Bra Paul, in the days of 1972, who were the people who were inspired in those days?
Go nnile initially mo gae go nona le club engwe neng re le ba banyane re follow up ba re ke Moretele Big 17.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, ke yone neng e tlalla ke boramogolo wa gago. Bra Foster.
Oh, okay.
Bra
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
Yes. So Big 17 le morago ga ya splitter e be go tlhagella ditlapa tse 3.
Okay.
Wa tlhagella Moretele Western Bucks. Wa tlhagella Black Rock Young Chiefs. Wa tlhagella Junior Rovers.
Wow.
So tsotletse ne le di nile teng fela ga go collapse go thubega Big 17.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Then you carried on as probably you were a player at Western Bucks.
Exactly.
Not so much position even.
I could be played in any position except goalkeeping.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, I could play mo go le mo go mo ne ba mpha mo teng. I was very comfortable. But what I like most in LA, a midfield, a cam striker.
Okay.
Yeah, I was playing with the likes of Ntate Mokoka, Ntate Mfolo, your father.
Yes.
Yeah, Ramanahaho, Ramekro, the
Yes.
father to Justa.
Yes.
Yes, those are the guys we are very strong team actually,
Yeah.
and skillful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I were to ask, or in those days in football, if you could remember, which one is what? Which moment can you pick as one of the most highlight in those days?
Yeah, it was a game between Western Bucks and Moema Bushbucks.
Moema ka bo di-game ka. Yes.
Moema.
Yeah, kuke Moema,
Yeah.
Yes.
It's one of those memorable ones, of course.
Yes.
And then followed by a final game we played against a team that was from Soweto, Banabaibiza Deep Blue Gunners.
Okay.
Yes, and then that was a final stage of it, where we actually, the game never came to an end because we pulled all the stops. Nobody gave us a chance, but because with my teammates, we believed in ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah, we believed in ourselves. We had hard running guys like David Malive, Rapore Malive, and then China, the owner of the supermarket.
Yes.
And then being supplied by your father in the midfield, and Mr. Kahiso Mautlani in the midfield, and then myself in the midfield, and then surely will always hold our own.
Yeah.
We'll hold our own with your uncle Mekro,
Yes.
operating on the left wing, and then I'll be coming just behind them.
Yeah.
Yes, and then it was actually a historic game because those days people from Soweto, or everything was centered around Soweto by then, and then most people believed that the Sowetans will just walk all over us, but they forgot that for us to reach the final out of 8 teams, it was no fluke.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was no fluke. We really deserved to reach the finals because we walloped all the opponents, almost not less than 3 goals each.
Wow.
Each team that we played against. Yeah. And then everybody expected us to lose because once a plus chappy is like any football, you know that lingo. Yeah, once a VS ons.
Yeah.
And then actually I was coaching by then.
Okay.
I was a player coach, and then because the other teams, not that they were not strong,
yes,
but I never presented a winning and our strongest combination against the first 2 teams.
Okay.
Yeah, so that to give whoever was going to the final with us a false sense of security until the final day. Then they realized that Western Bucks is here to stay. Even up to now, they are pensioners. We meet. They can't just forget the day. The Sowetans. That's Deep Blue Gunners guys.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
That was a very memorable game, and then they eventually started flocking here, enjoying playing with us.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and then we came into a relationship, a long-lasting relationship. Wow. Of course. Yes. That's it.
Yeah.
And then against Bushbucks, of course, it was also a tournament, a final. That's where I scored the winning goal from the defense. I was operating 3. Our number 3 got injured, and then I decided to play as a defender.
Yes.
But then I was always moving forward.
Okay.
Yeah, I was always moving forward. Then I remember your late uncle. Maybe I'll call him your brother. Never meets us. One our brother Danger.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, he was also a marvelous footballer. He was playing on the wing, and then in the left wing, and I was operating number 3. That is a left wing defender. So myself and him, there was a very healthy combination until he crossed the ball that I knocked into the poles diving. I still, I'm cherishing those moments. How my supporters and the owner of the team, the late Ntate Mautlane, praised, and he actually shed tears because by then football was everything. It's second religion to everybody. Yes. And for us to win a game for our chairman, surely it made him very emotional.
Indeed.
Yeah.
But then, Bra Paul, by then, football was everything.
Yes.
But then we're still standing here today after those many years, and then you still have passion in football.
Yes.
And then, like I've said at the beginning, or probably you've seen generations go more football.
Exactly.
What kept you alive? Your love for football, more long even today, you're still in
it. Mr. Mfolo, I'm a teacher by profession.
Indeed.
And I realized that being a teacher, it made me more closer to communities than maybe other guys who I used to play with. Because as we grew up, we followed different occupations or professions. Yes. So I was very passionate about teaching, and then I went for teaching. And then when I qualified the college, I was employed in Fafung. I was still playing football. For my first 10 years of my working career, I started in Fafung Middle School, whereby I also, that's where actually I made my mark. In the villages around Fafung, it's Rasai, it's Klepfur, it's Lehonyan, it's Sepai, it's Jericho, it's Maboloka. Yeah, people were really surprised to see such a teacher who was so skillful and who could score goals.
Indeed.
Very powerful and very aggressive. And then they always, because they expected, or maybe teachers were known to be softies. I'm not so sure. But how I was brought up, it was completely different because then I became so passionate with the boys, and I realized that sports really create healthy relationship between people and communities. But what is most important, I took it that I survived all the setbacks that I could have come across. Because of football, I survived. Because we always play at Western. It started at Western, where we played as a group.
Yes.
And then we were all students, scholars, all peers from primary to high school or secondaries. We were always together.
Yes.
And then it showed to me that all the guys that I played with really tried their best to make it their mark in this world. Yes. But what actually really pushed me up to now is that I realized that it challenges sports actually challenges these social ills. Yes, because I was never indulged in liquor or taka or actually cigarettes or liquor. I've said liquor surely. But then I wanted to encourage these kids because it kept us busy. That they should play it so that they could also realize their dreams in life. But that was the primary aim. The secondary aim is to make sure maybe one day to see one of my products playing a professional football.
Wow.
Yes, that's what I dream. That is the secondary objective. Yes. But the first one is that I wish these boys, these youngsters, should grow up in a proper and in a healthy lifestyle. Mm-hmm. Because when they are playing football, I'm not only focused on football.
Yes.
I'm focusing also on good behavior in the society.
Wow.
And the do's, trying to show them the do's and the don'ts of life.
Yes.
And then surely we are overcoming this until maybe when they grow up, is then that maybe they are faced with other challenges. Some will start drinking and all that. But what I'm always encouraging is that they must go to school, they must play sports, and then knowing that sports is a short career. Even if you can be a professional player, surely you might play for 10, 15 years. But then if you couple this sports with football with education, you are definitely sure that you'll have somewhere to lean on. When your playing days are over, then you can always manage to put bread on the table for your kids, because you'll have a certain profession that might also assist you in making life easier for you and your family.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, if you like know that the fact that whoever your primary goal is to keep the kids away from your drugs and liquor and all that.
Yes.
Ka sebaka se leng horeng you've been in football and raising generations and generations, what are the challenges that you've been facing in terms of to keep us bacha from these abstances? And then what are the challenges that you think or rona bacha ra di face mo ileng horeng re dina elo, because some of bacha, yes, we do come to sports, but then some they don't. And Okakarelo, some of those guys, they are good football players.
Exactly.
What do you think are the challenges?
Yeah, there are a lot of challenges that are facing the youth.
Yes.
You take the social background or family backgrounds, beside the social challenges that we are having. You find that there are kids who are orphans.
Yes.
There are kids who are being raised by single parents. And then the parents maybe have had their own challenges, and then automatically it affects the kids or the children. So that's why in football, I believe that as a father figure, I don't just only focus on how to play it.
Yes.
But I always encourage them on making correct decisions. What is important more on that, they must. It starts in the game of play, that you have to make right decisions.
Yes.
When to hold the ball, when to pass the ball,
Wow.
when to heal the ball. So even in life, it's about timing. Yeah, because even when children are faced with challenges, some you might find that they cannot stand the pressure.
Yes.
And then it's my responsibility to ensure that even when days are dark, they must always learn to hang on there. And they must learn to express their disappointments. At a team level or club level or as a father figure, I'm always open to them, so that whoever faces challenge, as I speak of different challenges openly, whoever is affected, they will always come to me. Some will be in need of a financial assistance, wanting to go to school. Then surely, if I have, I'll always assist them. Gladly I do that. And then some you might find that family structures are collapsing at home. The child is now depressed instead of continuing to play because of the serious challenges that he's faced with at home. Then he starts quitting football gradually and then indulging in liquor, indulging in drugs and all that. But as a coach or maybe as a teacher, it helps me to go 3-4 extra miles to find out what is actually the problem. Because as I keep a child or start playing with a child of age of 10 or 12, then he has been conducting himself this way. And then all of a sudden he changes. Then something tells me that something somewhere is not right. And then when he starts absenting himself from the football training sessions, then I'll always inquire, befriend them. And then it's really different. We are at the level where we can always talk and reveal challenges that they face. That's how it goes.
So it's it's more than just
football. Exactly. It's more than I'm getting so happy when I see most of the players getting married, working, getting married. I might not be achieving a level whereby one player goes for professional status, but I'm happy to see most of the players, even after they are playing dates, then they are responsible citizens.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what actually makes my heart fulfilled.
Maybe.
Yes.
You know, yes. Ubuaga kanya hore o batla hore they must befriend you and all that there.
Yeah.
But then Bra Paul lena ona le loba le lefoko le buima, because I remember there was this other time we had a game more Western Bucks.
Yeah.
This other team ya go game.
Yeah.
It was a very strong team.
Yeah.
And then Nabataka Karakota Arbona, they've never had a loss.
Yeah.
Yes. So you were not there that time. He gave me Simola, and then I think about 20 minutes into the game, we conceded 3 goals.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then everyone was like, hey, Bra Paul you. But then by the time you reach the fourth, it was 3-3. You understand?
Yeah.
So I understand the whole big friend, because then I think it also adds the motivation. I understand, Bra Paul. Hence I'm saying whenever we see you, we see the image of football.
Sure.
We get motivated.
Sure.
You get what I'm saying, Bra Paul?
Sure.
And then indeed we do thank you for that, Bra Paul.
No, I'm very, very humbled actually.
Yes.
Because sometimes you do things and you might not even realize that they have a effect on other lives.
Yes.
Or on people around you, until maybe occasion or moments such as this arises, where somebody comes to say to you that we appreciate what you have been doing. Yes. I honestly also feel very humble.
Indeed.
Yeah, I'm very, very humbled, because even if you look behind me, here are trophies.
A lot.
A lot of achievements from my players.
I was coming there.
Yeah. See, this one was into 2000. This was won by the likes of Dozo Tofi, Dr. Mukoka, Sam Manyati, Zondi.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were.
Late Jackson.
Yeah, Late Jackson.
Yes.
Each trophy has its own memories. Yeah, but this one makes me very sad, because most of the guys who won it are no longer here. Ne?
This was the Telkom challenge in
the
final. I still remember
where we won 5-0.
Yeah, on the final. That's in Madrid.
No, it was Warriors.
Warriors.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
yes.
It makes me very emotional.
Yes.
This one, because the late Jackson was there. Mapuranga, that guy from Mohapi, from Motahu from Bolandrop, he has also passed on.
Oh, yes.
So every time I see it, their faces come into the picture.
Yeah.
And then this one, we won it just this year.
I see.
At the Mokoka Cup.
Let's try to bring this closer. Okay. It says here Mokoka Cup under 17 champions 2019.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one we won on the 16th.
Yes.
This year of June.
Yes.
That's the game that we play on the 16th Youth Day. So we managed to win this. Hence you saw we won the 10,000 prize.
Yes.
And that amount we took 5,000. That one I distributed the 5,000 amongst the kids, because I understand their plight. There are some don't even have a single person who will always put bread on their table.
Yes.
But you'll get so touched when you give a child 500 and then immediately maybe ask for phone to tell her mom that I'll bring electricity and then I'll buy boopy. So you get very emotional at times. Yeah, and then this one.
So Mara, sorry, before you go to another one. You distributed the 10,000.
Yes, the 10,000. Yes, the 5,000 I gave it to Mid. Daycare center. Yeah, the grocery that we have bought.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to buy that until the 5,000. The total reaches 5,000.
Okay. So understanding, you chose you identified Mid Daycare.
Yes.
And then you bought them groceries.
Exactly.
Yes, indeed.
At an amount of 5,000.
Yeah.
So it's for the kids. It's a social challenge to say to the community. With this is actually brought to us by Dr. Mokokane or Rodney Mokoka.
Yes.
So I'm working with him on this one.
Okay.
And
Yes.
then we realize the plight of the communities.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you go to Midi, go to Moepatutsi, go to Makena, you see kids, and there's nothing hating, such as seeing children having nothing to eat and all that. But then at least if we share, this year we give Midi.
Yes.
Last year it was in Black Rock.
Okay.
Then we'll see next year who will also be given that.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, while still on this, because I see it says it's Mokoka Cup.
Yes.
And then when you were talking about this one at 2000, you were talking about Mokoka being one of the players there.
Yeah, he was a player by then.
Now
He's a doctor now.
Yes. Oh, even though he's a doctor, right?
He's a doctor right now.
No,
Yeah.
even though it's like this minus how
Yeah, because it pleases me. That's one of those things that I'm saying. We've got great guys who could play football.
Yes.
And who could match professional football. But unfortunately, in terms of selectors, we don't know what the selectors see sometimes when you take all these good players to trials and all that. But then unfortunately, we have never been picked. So what I miss in the side of the professionalism, but I also get fulfilled when players such as Dr. Mokoka, former players, he went to school, he's a qualified doctor, he's making a plow back to the very same community he grew up, because he understands the dynamics, he understands the challenges, the social challenges of his community. So that's it. And that made me feel very, very, very humble.
So if you were to give him a message, since it's one of the guys through football, and then today they're even plowing back through football, and also including you as being part of this, what would you say to him, Rafa?
Hey, I'll be very honest, because I'll run short of words.
Indeed.
Yeah, because he's such a humble guy, down to earth.
Yes.
Yeah, normally people of such status there is always a gap between lower social standing and all that, the higher social ranking. But to him, that gap doesn't exist. No, he doesn't. He grew up here. He knew everything, as I've said, the dynamics of this society and community. And then I'll just say, I'm actually praying for him, that maybe the Almighty should give him more, so that he can continue contributing. Because last season he took blankets to what's that? What do they call it? Itireleng Care Center for those who are affected and infected. Yeah, he took groceries and blankets to them. Yeah, sort of a plowback. So when such a man like himself thinks of others, then he really wins the heart of many people.
Wow, indeed. And when you talk about people of such caliber and like the distance doesn't exist, because we're talking about someone here who was traveling with Banyana previously. I think who's now
he's in India now.
He's in India. Indeed, with Harwana. So I think Lerona upcoming youth, we can learn a lot from such people.
Exactly, can learn a lot, and that's also made me very fulfilled to see him. He's at the highest level, but not as a player, as a doctor, taking care of the national assets. Banyana, even the national team. He has been the doctor for Bafana, Banyana, the Amadou group, the under 23. This time he has been the cricket board, South African cricket board. So it deemed to have his services.
Wow, so, I feel I need to Give him food.
Yes,
Yeah. So as we will continue got this accolades here, yes. Yeah. You got under 17.
Yeah, under 17
I remember
2000. Yeah, your brother.
Yes.
Captain Dunga, captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was captain in the team.
Yes.
With the late Teko, Bo Dlanga, Bo Maleboho, Bo 20. Yeah, those were the guys who will do it. Was Jakey.
It was Jakey.
Yeah, those were the guys who will do the job for me. And then they later, the following year, they all qualified for senior team.
Yeah, no.
But you wouldn't, as a coach, you wouldn't say you can't have them in the senior team.
Yes, and then there's another one that says Mokwaka 2016. Okay,
2017.
This is
So,
okay, this is 2017.
yeah, this is a floating trophy of the provincial rural games, ne?
Yes,
yeah, rural games. When Western Bucks won the Northwest Games to become the champions of the Northwest Province.
Okay.
Yeah, last year.
Yes.
Yeah, in the Opens, not under.
Oh, okay, Open.
Yeah, Open. Wow. So we managed to beat the team from Kuruman.
Yes.
2-0 at the final. And then we were given this trophy. We won this trophy.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then Mokwaka Moya 2016.
Yeah, 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was also won by the under 17,
okay,
who are currently the champion and who won this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the provincial cup trophy. So they won that, and then I just took them to made some few changes.
Yes.
And then they played against
they
played against the other teams outside in Northwest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bra Paul, it's very interesting to see generations to generations.
Yeah.
Something to show.
Sure.
But then I must say it's so impressive, from the year 2000 even up to 2019, we still have boys Balonghoring, Bashoya, like they are promising in terms of football.
Exactly.
Then Bra Paul, Giri, how far do you think you are from achieving your secondary goal of seeing a professional player coming out of Motswasitilo?
I had a goalkeeper who's now doing duties for Supersport.
Yes?
Yeah, the one guy who has been manning the polls when we won these two trophies.
Yes.
Yeah, and actually 3 trophies.
Okay.
Yeah. He's from Lebotlwane.
Okay.
But then he's training with Supersport.
Wow. Vugala.
Gala Ramalevana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a very strong boy. So I wish him all the best.
Indeed.
Yeah. So he's with Coach Sipo, Supersport reserve side coach.
Okay.
So he's still developing him. I took about 3 players to Free State, where they were to do trials at the Celtics. Yeah, we spent almost 3 days there, and then they still want me to bring them back.
Oh.
Yeah, because they were more focused on defenders, and my players are midfielders.
Okay.
A midfielder and a striker, and a goalkeeper, the very same goalkeeper who's doing duty in Supersport.
Yes.
So the Celtics goalkeeper coach, Mr. Hopani, Simon Hopani, still wants to review him. Okay. But then we'll still make some arrangement.
Wow.
Yeah, if he's ready, he'll just give me a call, then I'll transport the boy to Free State.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. That's the situation. Well, I'm hopeful. If they can only put their feet on the ground.
Yes.
Yeah, something might give.
Okay.
Yeah, because these are teenagers. Immediately when he realizes that a team needs him, he tends to lose focus.
Okay.
Yeah, because the very same goalkeeper was taken by Sundowns at but they call the school at Queenswood, Clapham High School.
Okay.
The school was a Sundowns.
Okay.
Le bona ne sentse ba matla a batla ke Sapula.
Wow.
Godfrey Sapula.
Yes.
Yeah, ke coach ya Sundowns Reserves under 17.
Oh, this is impressive.
Yeah, so that's ke no re fela ke re tla bona gore ba mmatla kwa le kwa, but super sport ke bone le coach Sipho ka gore he's a goalkeeper coach.
Okay,
Ke lemogile gore he'll add more techniques,
Yes.
yeah, and then to what he knows,
Okay.
and then surely the boy can come up with to become something one day. Yes.
So, but then, Bra Paul, come on, they've been generations to generation tell how.
Yeah.
Now looking at the current generation, Bra Paul, if you were to give them a words of motivation, maybe not only in football, but then in other areas that they might have passion in.
Well, I'll say to the current generation that perseverance surely is the mother of success. Whatever they wish to follow, or whatever dream they wish to follow, they must show commitment, dedication, but the key to that is respect. You start with self-respect, respecting yourself. Then when you have respecting yourself, you can also be able to respect the next person. And then they must also be good listeners. It's very important, because when elders give advice, they must always be prepared to listen and to stick to their advices. But then what is the key to all these things is education.
Education.
Yeah, you see, I'm still looking at, I'll actually be so disappointed to see one of the boys being a very good athlete. It might be rugby, it might be football, it might even be boxing. But at the end of each game, you see there will be people who will come to interview him.
Yes.
He must be able to respond positively to such interviews. And that is education that will always take him there. That will give him confidence to can stand in front of the TV crews and to express whatever is it he want to express. And that will make us really, really proud. So sports and education goes hand in hand.
Indeed.
Yeah, you don't take sports and leave education. Yeah, take education and couple it with sports.
Yeah.
As I once said that sports, it's a career that is very short. It might last plus minus 15, 20 years. Then from there, you must have something to lean on.
Indeed.
Yes.
Wow.
So that is my word for them.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Now, the words to the parents of this current generation. Because then, if I'm allowed to say, some batswadi ba rona, especially coming from the villages, they don't maybe take sports as something that could be a career. For them, it's just maybe a hobby.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And then also, as you were saying, Hore, from Bona, in terms of support, like you were saying, how they go in a football ground, it's more than just football. You also become a parent.
Exactly.
What other support would you like to ask from them, as much as you can do, as little as you can?
Yeah, Mr. Mfolo, it will be very pleasing to see the involvement of the parents, a full involvement of the parents. Once they are involved, they'll be in a position to can equip these kids with necessary kits or needs for a particular sport.
Yes.
And then they can understand what their children like or prefer in life. And so once they are involved, they must also support the child to follow his dream, his wishes, provided they guide the child on how to do it. In case they are running short of knowledge for that particular sport, they can always inquire, so that we support this child so that he or she can follow her dreams. So I'm just saying to the parents that they must be, parental involvement is also something that is very, very supportive in building these kids.
Yes.
Yeah, because when the parents goes to the ground with the child, either for netball, either for football, or to the boxing gym, then the child gets motivated. And then the parents is there for support. And the child will always give his best to anything, that the activity that she or he is doing.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so I'm just calling on the parents to support the children, though we are aware that there are serious social challenges, because in some families, the family can hardly manage to put bread on the table.
Yes.
So for a family to buy soccer boots is something
I
else.
understand, yes.
Yeah, but then we assist the way we can. Normally when prizes are won by my team, this money, I'll always talk to the boys and then we buy equipment.
Oh, yes.
So that they can, I'll only be needing them to play. We buy JC, we buy from these amounts, then we buy everything, equipment, and then when we have enough, is then that we share the amount, so that, and I involve the parents, so that the parents should also see that whatever little income that comes their way of their children, when the opportunity arises, we share this to them.
Yes.
Yeah, so that they can be able to pay for transport, maybe to school, or at least to have a lunch box. So it's something, in a way, to motivate these kids.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, I like the fact that, because I was, my next question was to ask you, Hore, how important it is for a parents to show support, maybe even say financially, but then just the presence of the parent at the field.
That is very, very key.
Yes.
Because, I'll just give you an example of yourself, your father. He's a good footballer. I don't want to say he was.
Yeah.
He's a good footballer. The best midfielder around here. To be very honest with you, I've never played with him and seen him losing a ball or being dispossessed by an opponent. Yeah, so when we were playing these games with you as small boys and your brother, he'll always be there.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, when he was not on duty, he will come with your mom just to see and watch, to encourage. Yeah, so such commitment, I've never seen maybe Dunga, who played for up to a higher level than you, running short of kids. No, Dunga will always have everything.
Yes.
Yeah, to play football. So, and many others, even the likes of Jackson.
Yes.
Yeah, the late Teko. I'll always provide. He'll have at least 4 or 5 pair of soccer boots. He'll never run short of anything.
Yes.
Yeah, in a way is to say to him, and then you come back. I know how you must watch the homework and Nala but the Friday, the Saturday, Sunday, via the game, however, no, they are always here.
Yeah.
So, it makes life so easy. And we wish to have that. Yes.
Yes. Wow. Bra Paul, just one more thing. I'll ask you, Hore, in general, please look into the camera and just speak to a child of Moretele. Be it football, be it any other, through education and all that. Just an advice of a parent. What can you say to this?
I belong to this community. Kere mo go bona kere kapa kere mo go lona bana ka kere a re tseneng sekolo e re ga re tsena sekolo e be re khapola thuto le sports, but re itse gore sports it's a short term activity e leng gore ga e bapala for 10 years 15 years, mara ha o tsene le sekolo, you are in a position gore ha matsatsi a ha wa sports wa fela, e ka nna boxing, e ka nna football, e ka nna netball, e ka nna cricket. Ha fela matsatsi a hao, you can always lean back wa itshegetsa ka thuto ya hao. Abstain from sex, and then when you are matured enough, please condomize. Please condomize, take care of yourself, banaka. Remember that the drugs are liar. Remember that smoking is not good for you and for your health. So once you refrain from all those things and focus on education and sports, community.
Thank you very much, and that indeed sums up our episode here of The Dust.
Sure. Ke a leboha, Captain. Yeah.
Ba dankie.
Ke a leboha.
One day,